Hi, congratulations on your new RV. We're really excited for you. Please make sure before you're signing that you bring the following items with you. If you're a cash buyer, please make sure that you bring a cashier's check, no personal checks at time of signing, or you may bring actual cash. If you're a finance customer, please make sure that you bring proof of insurance listing your specific lien holder. If you need that information, please call us ahead of time. Also, make sure that you bring all valid driver's license of all persons that will be listed on the title. If you have a trade that you're trading in with us, please make sure that you bring your 10-day payoff as well as your title and all persons who will be listed on the title of that trade. Arrive 30 minutes early before your appointment time so we can properly inspect your unit, and also make sure that you have the fridge on and running prior to arrival. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call at 810-686-0710. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Hello, this is Mike with TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on your Jayco North Point 377 RLBH rear living bunkhouse fifth wheel. I'm here to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things to get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite and a few things taken into consideration when you park. Let's start with your campsite. Of course, you're going to have a slide down there, but I also want you to take into consideration leaving room for both of your awnings. Got an awning on your slide as well as on your main campsite. Then on your off campsite, of course, slides. But besides those slides, I also want you to think about where your power and water connections are going to be. Your power is going to plug in all the way back here on the rear corner on your driver's side of your tow vehicle or off camp side of your trailer, camper, fifth wheel. And your docking station is going to be up toward the front here, just inside your storage here. So park accordingly so you can utilize facilities at the campsite. Once you arrive, first thing we're going to do is level our unit. This Lipper auto leveling system. You have instructions here. Show you what you do when you arrive. So as soon as you get there, you get parked, you're going to come in here, you're going to touch the up and down level at the same time, and that's going to turn on this green light. Once you have this on, you're going to go ahead and lift the front of the unit just enough to unhook your hitch, get your hitch unhooked, pull your vehicle up out of the way. Once your vehicle's up out of the way, you're simply just going to touch auto level. I want you to take note, the very first thing that's going to happen is the whole front of this is going to drop. That's why your vehicle and persons must be up out of the way. Once that's done, you're going to start watching these will lift up, your rears will drop down. You're going to run your whole auto leveling system. Give it a few minutes, you watch it dance around. See how our light is in here flashing? That will stop flashing and become a solid light. They're running down. Become a solid light here. As soon as your unit's level and stable. So stand back. Don't be in the unit. Let it do its thing. Run all 6 stabilizing jacks down. Once it's level and stable, again, that green light will be solid. Still running. Once it is done, unit's level and stable, you can hook up your power and water. Big long 50 amp cord. The way these Furions go in now is they'll plug in about 11 o'clock. Once it's in, turn it to your right to lock it, and then go ahead and put that washer on. At the end of that 50 amp service, should you need to plug in at campsites that have 30, in your convenience pack will be a 50 to 30 amp reducer, a dog bone we call it. And if you ever need to plug into a 110 somewhere, there's a 30 to 15 amp reducer. Comes with that as well. Get your power hooked up. Let's hook up our water. Again, your docking station's up here in the front storage area. You see how that came on by motion? On the back of this is a switch. To the right, it stays on all the time. to the left, it becomes a motion light. Same thing in here in your storage area. Those will set the same way. They'll go motion or just on. All right, let's hook up our water. Jayco made it real easy to give you 4 knobs to turn and all your instructions here. At campsites, we are doing city water connection. Set your knobs as pointed. White down, green to the right, or excuse me, green to the left. Red up, blue to the left. We are matching city water connection. Here's where you connect city water connection. First and foremost, your water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protecting lines in the unit. Always use this because you don't know what the water pressure is at different campsites. Hook that up, hook up your hose. One more step before we turn that water on. Just to your right here is your hot water heater. All we're doing at this point, this will lift right up off here, folks. We're just making sure our drain plug's back in there. Get that in there nice and snug. There's an 1/8" socket. Put some plumber's tape around that, not putty. Putty will gum up on you. Get that plumber's tape on there, get that in there nice and snug, and then we can go ahead and turn that hose on. Now if the hose has been on for a few minutes, go inside. Our unit's level and stable. We can go ahead and deploy all those slides. I'll show you how to do that when we get inside, but get inside, open up them slides because I need you to get in there and open up all of your water taps. Get all the air out of the lines, get a nice steady flow of water going through them, shut them off, then you'll know that your hot water heater is full. You can turn that on from indoors. Another way to make sure this is full, just come out here and lift up on this pressure release valve. If some water comes out, then you know you've got plenty of water in your hot water heater. You can turn that on indoors again. Now, if for some reason your hot water heater doesn't seem to be working, come out here and look at these little, where it says push to reset. Look to see if these are bubbled up. If they are, simply press them back in. You know, just a reset for your hot water heater. All right, you're all set for city. Now let's say we're going to go camping and we're not going to use city water. We're going to go boondocking or dry camping. In that case, we got a 2-step process. We're going to start with a power tank fill. Turning knobs, white down, green to the left, red up. Turn our blue down. Fill in the same spot. Make sure your hot water heater's closed the same way. Except for this time, when we're filling this, we're going to go inside and we're going to watch our tanks fill. Where you check the black and gray tanks, there's also a freshwater button. Hold that down while filling this. Don't want to overfill this. Once that tank is full, go ahead and remove that hose. Then we're going to change everything from power tank fill to dry camping. White, green and red up, blue to the left. Now we're set dry camp. Now whenever we want to utilize that water out of the fresh tank, we'll turn on our water pump. Turn it on here. You can also turn it on indoors. Recommended wherever you turn it on at, turn it off in the same spot. All right, we're all set to camp now. We got power and water. Let me go ahead and walk you around the rest of the unit, continuing here in the docking station. Again, instructions up here for your auto leveling system. You're prepped for solar here. You can plug in a solar panel right there and that'll trickle charge your batteries. Satellite cable and auxiliary plugs. This is a hot and cold shower with a quick connect hose that'll go on there. This quick connect will also go on the other side as well. So hot and cold here. Again, our city water, dry camping. Over here's how you set to winterize, and that's just siphoning that soapy water. And to sanitize, make sure you bypass your hot water heater before doing that. All your instructions and knobs, city water and freshwater fill. Black tank flush. We will talk about that when dumping our black tanks. And water filter. And this is an access area so you can run those hoses up and through here and be able to close this panel. You have a fresh water tank right here. You fill that up and that will be accessible from your island at a freshwater station. I'll show you that inside. It has its own pump. So if you want to take some water specifically for drinking, you get our access panel on this side right here is for your hot water heater. Next to your hot water heater, flue for your furnace. Two things on that. One, make sure it's never blocked. Two, if you are running it, steer clear of that. It does get hot. Now here's where we'll dump our tanks at. That's a gray tank. This is access to the back of your fridge. That's for text for your water lines. There's a vent for your microwave. Your low point drain will be on this side of your slide, which is easier to see when our slides are closed and leaving the campsite. Simply just a storage area. You can keep your gloves in, whatnot, for keep yourself sanitary while you're dumping. Got a ladder. Utilize it. Go up there a couple times a year. Check the seams of your roof and caulk as needed with recommended RV roofing caulk. You also prep for a backup camera. Device you can purchase sets on the dash of your tow vehicle, electronically communicating with this device, giving you a backup camera for the unit. All your accessory hitch information and towing limits are right there. A couple of 110s cable hookup out here in case you want to set a TV out here. Again, you got an extra awning over top of your slide here. Another low point drain access from here. Your steps do have a outdoor light, so you can see that at night. A couple of outdoor speakers. Here's the other spot for that spray port hose. You have a porch camera set up as well. Here's all your griddle with your quick connect LP right there. Your other low point drain, which you can get inside here to dump. In the storage area over here, you also prep for a TV. Cable 110, set a TV up here. Also have a vacuum system. Put this up, turn that on. Again, an access panel. Propane over here. Lefty loosey to open. Up front, all your hydraulics for your leveling system. Your batteries. Check your battery post every now and then. Make sure those haven't wiggled loose over time. Brings us right to this side here, which is going to give us our main propane tanks. Lefty loosey to turn them on. See how it turned green? Put it in the middle if you want an automatic. I recommend going to one tank till you're empty. Even if you have to come out in the middle of the night, you know where you're at on levels of tanks. Battery disconnect up here. That would disconnect all the battery power to your unit. That'll come important later when I talk about your carbon monoxide and propane detector. And that about covers everything out here. We'll take a look on the inside. Alright, so coming up inside your unit, the first thing I always like to point out is the fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone that's camping with you knows the fire extinguisher is located by the entry doorway in case of emergency. As soon as I come in up top, it's going to be a control panel with the left. Just touch your screen. I'm going to go up and I'm going to touch home. I'll go over the screen best I can real quick. You can access everything from the home screen, including your HVAC, your lights, your motors, your tanks, and your energy. Or you can do them individually over here, which I'll do quickly. Starting with your water. Up here's a spot you can turn on that water pump. A spot to turn on your water heater if hooked to electric. Your water heater if hooked to gas. It does make a difference. Choose correctly. Right there showing your freshwater tank. That's the one that you'll want to watch when filling that. I wanted to show you what that was like when they're full. They'll dump that real quick. Nothing else to your tanks. Next, go to motors. Motors, you can do your auto leveling. You can do your slides, your awnings. Just scroll down the screen. On your awning, that awning one just about all the way out. And all you're going to do is touch this on extend. You only want to extend that out until you see that bar and that flap fall down to 90 degrees. If you hold that button down, that will continue to run itself out and start running itself out backwards. So keep an eye on it and make sure you don't run it out further than you need to. You also have a pitch adjust. Just pull down on this. It's got a hard one there. Not in, but you can pull these down and it'll tilt that awning away for you. And you can do that on either one, your slide awning or your main awning. Your slide awning will be number 2. As I get that the rest of the way in, close our door and mention that they call these slam locks because they work best when gently slammed. So again, you can control your slides from here. We'll utilize that when closing the unit up. Going to our next one, our HVAC. Turn it on. Got heat. Let's go ahead and turn on our AC. Did you hear that running? So much quieter than the Helix system. We shut the heat off, or the AC off, you heard it. Now the heat, because it was turned on when we first turned this on, it was just heat. It kicked on. And we shut it off. Takes a few minutes for it to shut off, to cycle through, compared to the AC, which shuts off right away. A few second AC, which should be in your bedroom here. Did you hear that run? Hear that cranking? Come back. Shut that off. So that's your HVAC system again. So you turn it on over here, your modes change here, and your fan speeds change here. Next, our lighting. Coolest thing about all of your lighting is dimmable. You can brighten or dim all of your lights from sliding this bar, or just shut them all off by touching our lights here. All I'm doing is touching lights. I'll go to that kitchen pendant, turn it on, and watch me dim it. It's a very cool system here. All of your lighting. We'll turn all that back on. Watch it coming on. And now tire pressure and battery, just showing what kind of system you're running off, just showing what power you're on. Now down the bottom, these are lights. One is all interior except for accent lights. 2 is outdoors. 3 will do either. Next to that is a WP, another spot to turn on your water pump. Over here you have extend or retract. I'm going to put this back to off. Going to the right, PA, you can pair this to your phone. BM Pro on the Google Play app by J Command, BM Pro. Highly recommend, get it on your phone. You can do all kinds of cool stuff from your phone with this. Your awning, both awnings and slides, you can extend or retract from here as well. That's everything on the control panel. Let's head into the unit. To my right here up top, max air vent. Hit on, that's going to open it and turn it on. 4 different levels of speeds. Hit off, it's going to shut it off and close it. Next to that, you have a couple temperature readers. You'll see these throughout the unit. These help the thermostat to work good. This is a clip for your fan. Before I forget, down below our control panel on the floor here, breaker box and fuses. A ton of 15s in there, 20, another 15, a couple 25s. Highly recommend having some of those with you when you go camping. You've got a sliding door that you want to have snapped open for travel, for your bedroom, bunk room. In here, got a TV, cable there, USB and 110 ports there. Remote for this will be in the drawer. Sound system up here as well. Bluetooth, AM, FM. I don't know how much we'll pick up inside here, but we'll give it a scan here real quick. Usually don't pick up much for stations in this metal building, but there we go. So you can zone it, shuttle off. Disc, AM, FM, Bluetooth compatible. Touch it once to mute it, hold it in to shut it off. DVD, CD player. Storage here. Your bunk. You can lift this up. Snap that in like that. You can set this up as a bed. I'll show you how to do that with the living room one. I'm getting ready to go out there in a moment. You also have a couple of legs here to simply put in here. 2 of them, and then there's a tabletop that'll snap on there. I like to travel with the bunk down. Seems to be safer. Getting down on that solid piece. You got like one-touch lighting up in here as well. The lighting for this room is all up underneath here. Coming out into the kitchen. Get your big Whirlpool residential fridge. Self-explanatory microwave. I'll show you that working here real quick. Let's just start it. Stop that. Reset that. Our stovetop, you got a panel light here. Turn that up to light. Pull that in. Yeah, the way these ones work is you just hold them in and spark them. The middle is going to be your oven. And your last one back there. Again, your middle will be your oven. No need for a pilot light. You'll turn that to light, get that lit, and then turn it to the desired temperature. You have your panel light here, oven light on this side. Bunch of paperwork for you. Another water filter. Pantry. I'll show you on your pantry. You have a white chalk pen that comes with your unit, so you can write your shopping list on there. Another TV in here. Nice entertainment system. This TV stores away. It's really cool. So you go through and set all that up. Bring our TV down. Hold the button over here. That'll bring that down. Show you a JBL sound system. We're going to scan in here, see if we can pick up anything. So we're zoned. 3 zones. If I can get anything to come in here. There we go. Alright, so turn it down. We got indoors, up front, or outdoors, or all 3. Rock the whole place. So going through our system, we got a USB, an auxiliary, 2 auxiliaries, opticals, an HDMI if you want to hook up a computer system, ARC, Bluetooth, and FM. Fireplace, not just for looks anymore. I can go through and make this brighter or dimmer, but the biggest thing now, folks, is the heat. If it's chilly in here in the morning or evening, and you're plugged in at a campsite, instead of using up your gas, crank this heat up in here, and it will get it toasty in here in no time by using their electricity instead of your gas. Yeah, I already feel the heat back here. Really nice. Use the timer on that as well. Do you have some storage here? I'll share real quick on your sofa how to turn that into a bed, and your bed in your bunk area will work exactly the same way. Remove your rear cushions, they're just velcroed on here. I recommend standing in the middle, gives you good leverage. See, you got legs here that fold out. Pull it up and towards you. Lay the back side down. Just that quickly, you've got another sleeping quarters. Now the most important part when putting this away is lift the back up first. Otherwise you are going to damage your sofa. You don't want to do that. Again, stand in the middle, gives you good leverage. Fold your legs down. Jackknife this back down. Turn your cushions. And just that quickly you go back to the sofa. Lighting for here. On your seating, power recliners. Accent light, USB port, massage, and heat. Same way on both sides. You do have this fold out cutting block table on your island with the 110 underneath there. Make sure you have that folded down for travel. Also on your island on the other end here, a couple things to mention. Just below your 110 is going to be a freshwater drinking station. Remember that bottled water I showed you inside your front storage below with a hose coming out of it? This is where you'll turn on a pump that will bring that drinking water from down there up to here. So it gives you fresh drinking water all the time. Okay, you have trash can here, drying rack, another cutting board. You do have a hand-free wiring station here, USBs, 110s. In our ceiling, we got our speakers, Helix system, our smoke alarm. Make sure you test that now and then. Change batteries when needed. Coming up the hallway here, these steps will fold out to be able to get up to our top bunk area, or loft as we call these. Make sure that this is closed for travel. It's a hand crank open exhaust, or no exhaust, just a hand crank open vent. In our bathroom, a few things to mention. 110 with GFCI reset right there. Little plumbing to maintain. You're bouncing a house down the road. You know, things may come loose over time, so just keep an eye on things and make sure you don't see any water anywhere. You do have a hand crank open power exhaust here as well. Glass doors on your shower. We want to make sure that those are snapped open. We don't need these loose. Bring it all the way open. Snap that in for travel. Little headroom here. Access to some water lines. Storage. Coming back into our bedroom. A couple things to mention back here. We can do lighting here, but we can also bring this slide by itself in and out. This is set up to run that security camera, the one I showed you just outside above the door. Another temperature monitor, excuse me. Inside our closet, which we'll want to make sure we have snapped for travel. We don't want it loose. You are prepped for a washer and dryer in here, so you ever need one in the future, put a washer and dryer in here. Best to set these to motion. They'll shut off when no one's in there. Again, this one will snap into the closed position. Best part about this entire unit is you can be laying in bed at night and remember, oh, I forgot to shut off the lights, and you can shut off all the interior or all the exterior lights right from here in bed, as well as your bedroom ceiling lights. So the TV here, remote for that is in this drawer. More storage, secret hiding spot there. Just get rid of the open here part. And that about covers everything on the inside. Let's act like we're leaving the unit and close the unit up. shut off all the lights in this bedroom here. Come to my control panel. Touch number 1. That should shut off all my interior lights except for accented lights. So shut these off. I've already done the bunk room, the bedroom. Now I'm going to touch number 1 and turn everything back on that I know will just turn on from number 1. Come back into our bedroom to show you how to close this from back here. We're just going to hit retract on this slide. So what I like to say is doors and drawers. Walk through the unit, make sure all doors and drawers are closed. All the doors that need to be snapped open should be snapped open. All drawers should be closed completely. Please utilize every inch. Get that in. Forgot to mention, there is storage underneath your bed as well. We'll close that. We went through our bathroom, made sure that everything is closed. All our vents are closed. Again, doors and drawers through here. Come to our control panel. We're going to go to motors. Scroll down. We just did slide number 1. Slide number 2 is going to be our bunk room. Again, in there, make sure our top bunk is down. Hit retract. So that coming in. Make sure our top bunk is down and that our bottom sofa, if we have it in bed position, we've returned it. Closed all the drawers on the desk in there. You want to make a lot of steps before you close things. It also makes it safer when opening. Our slide 2 is done. I see that I've left a few things out over here. I'll get these put away, including your paperwork, some remotes. Those are the feet for your for your TV if you ever decide to take it out of the mount. Slide number 3, retract. So one thing about slides, or these control panels mainly, is you need to make sure you keep your finger on the button while you're bringing it in. Again, on the island, doors and drawers are closed. Why did you hear that noise? That's just the slide mechanism telling you that it's in all the way. You don't need to come in any further. There's nothing hurting the slide. So for this last slide number 4, I'm going to do it from down here. I'm going to go all the way over to slide number 4 and hit retract on here. Let you see that being done from here. Just to show you a different spot you can do it from. And show it up here. It says slide 4 retracting. Again, the noise. All right, we've got our slides in. Hit number 1. That's going to shut everything off. Now I like to look outside to see if my awning lights are on. If they are, touch number 2. Now we know all of our exterior lights are off. All right, exiting the unit. Biggest thing on these steps, whether you're bringing them up or down, you want to make sure this exterior door is all the way open. Otherwise, this could catch on it because it comes really close. Your feet are also adjustable. How you like those steps? Kind of float on their own. Simply push up on that and move your feet to where you want them. Take the water off. Before you leave the dump station, and I say this in case you're going to get inside and look at your panel while you're dumping, lock and deadbolt your exterior door, lift and turn this handle. Now if we are out boondocking, Get up underneath here, dump that freshwater drain. Open that up just like that. We'll dump that low point drain. Make sure, especially on your outdoor kitchen, that you lock those. So low point drain for all of our fresh water for boondocking. Come around here to our control panel again. Turn on our auto leveling system. We're going to make sure that no vehicle is in the way. Everyone's clear. We're going to hit retract all. Again, remember, our front is going to dip down first. Shut our gas lines off. Front dips down, brings up our auto leveling. And then we're up. See it stops flashing. Come back up here. Alright, we're going to bring up our front. Bring it up to the height of getting our vehicle up in here. Hook up our vehicle and head on home. If we are at a campsite, we're going to do the same process. Make sure our fresh tank's empty. Go around and dump all of our other low point drains. Repeat the process of bringing up our stabilizing jacks. Get the front of our unit up. Get our vehicle up underneath there. Hook up and head on up to the dump station. At the dump station, park accordingly. Your dump is going to be just in front of your tires on your off campsite. That 10-foot hose comes with your convenient pack. Hook that up. Come on up here and pull your black holding tank. Now once that black tank sounds empty, go inside, look at your black tank, make sure it is empty, come back out here, leave that black handle open, hook up your hose, at the dump station. Again, emphasize with that black tank handle open and let that run for a good 5 minutes. Hook it up to that black tank flush. That's going to wash all that nastiness out of your black tank. When that's done, close your black tank. Remove that hose. Make sure all that washout you put in there has drained. Then close your black handle and pull your gray handle. That's going to be cleaner waters, your sinks, your showers. That's going to clean your sewage hose out for you. Get underneath there and pull that gray. That's going to be the waters from your outdoor kitchen on the other side. When that gray's done, close that gray handle. Take your sewage hose, store it in a nice, convenient, and sanitary place, and head on home. Again, we thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this North Point for many years to come. Happy camping!